Welcome back to Rubbin Minds. Now, the last time we discussed AI on the show, my producer was teasing me that he no longer calls me to write anything for him or edit because AI can do it. And there's a lot of truth in that. Businesses have been lost to machines, robots, AI, the technology. And we have sad stories like that of Catherine Sullivan, a 65-year-old from Australia who worked at Commonwealth Bank of Australia for 25 years. And then picture this, she helps to train a chatbot that ends up taking her job. So it begs the question that, okay, AI is not taking jobs, it's taking jobs of those who can't use the AI. But if you've done all the work to develop the AI and still out of a job, then where do we draw the line? Are we safe? Are our jobs safe? And in 10 years, am I going to still be here hosting, or will there be some AI robots doing this? Joining me for this conversation, I have with me in the studio, Uche Edwin, an AI expert and strategist. Welcome to Rubbin Minds.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for honoring our invitation. And joining me virtually, I have Jamiu Idowu, also an AI expert. Welcome to Rubbin Minds. Jamiu, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Jamiu?
Thank you so much. It's a privilege to be here. Thank you.
Welcome. I'll start the conversation with you, Uche. Is AI really taking people's jobs, or is it taking only the jobs of people who don't know how to use AI? Is it possible that Catherine Sullivan could have used AI and then kept her job?
It's interesting because the reports from the World Economic Forum earlier this year stated a couple of roles that we are threatened by AI. Data entry role, customer service, bank tellers. Those were the kind of roles that we expected that AI would take. But just last week, you saw a company like Salesforce laying off over 4,000 employees. If you look through the people who were laid off, software engineers were there, AI product managers were there. What that tells you is that AI is no longer just taking the jobs of people who don't know how to use AI, but even people who we expect are very good with using AI. Why? Because it is bringing more efficiency into the workflow. And you can't blame business owners. Everyone is looking for how to cut costs and maximize profit. And if AI's efficiency would lead to that, then even those who know how to use AI might be affected.
Jamiu, do you agree that everyone will be affected, whether you can use the AI or you don't know how to use AI, whether it's customer service? We're all at risk of losing our jobs.
Yeah, I won't say we are all at risk, but I'll say to a large extent, AI is going to automate a lot of workflows. And one thing that will come with that automation is that some people will lose their jobs completely. And again, like Uche said, it depends also on the type of job you do. The problem is that we are not really certain yet about the capability of this tool because it is not yet fully built. We have not actualized the full potential of AI. So it's difficult to now assess, okay, what will be the impact of this tool that you have not fully built. However, the inherent nature of building AI is that you learn from samples from the past, right? So that means that if you are doing any work that is repetitive, any work that is mundane, any work that is, routine kind of work, AI is going to replace all those things. But if you are doing something around strategy, creativity, something that requires emotional intelligence, yeah, maybe you are still safe.
I wonder, Uche, how can you AI-proof your job, or what can you do? What measures can you put in place so that you don't end up being replaced? Is there anything that can be done?
I developed what I call, for myself, and also I've shared that on my social media handles, what I call like a framework for you to future-proof yourself. So you are either an AI builder or you're an AI power user. If you're going to be an AI power user, say you're not part of those who are building AIs and writing the codes, and you just want to be able to make use of AI, then it's important that you know how to make use of those tools very well, in such a way that it will help you improve your own efficiency. And what happens that even if your job For instance, like I said, I'm an AI product manager, and product managers were laid off. So what happens? Is it possible for my job to be at risk? That's a very possibility. But do I know how to use AI in such a way that I'm able to automate my work and also now stand back as a strategist and look at what AI provides to me? So that's where being a power user comes in, whereby you bring in that strategy and creativity beyond as in just the automation of the work, and it really helps you scale your own efficiency. And even if you end up losing your job, you can offer these services to more businesses to automate their own tasks. That's the truth. So you don't want to see AI as a threat. You rather see it as something that you can use for yourself, right? And that will require you to become a power user.
Jamiu, I want to take you back to your earlier answer about some jobs being safer, to use that word, because they require emotional intelligence and it's not something that AI can take. Can you expand more on what kind of jobs, at least in the foreseeable future, are protected from the coming of AI?
Okay, so when you build an AI system, you are taking samples from the past and you are giving it to the model, and the model is learning from the past. So if your job involves something that is routine, something that is like you do all the time, then maybe AI will automate a lot of that. But let's say if you're a teacher, you will have some tasks automated by AI, like creating lesson plans. But AI is not going to replace your leadership or your emotional intelligence that you need to provide for, caring for the children in the class. That is one. If you're a healthcare professional, AI will probably help you in terms of diagnosing diseases faster, but it's also not going to replace some other things that you do as a doctor. If you're a lawyer, AI is going to replace a lot of tasks that you do, like marking up contracts, redlining contracts, but it is not going to replace maybe strategy or you trying to get a new client or even going to court for litigation, except, of course, if, let's say, the government decides to say robot lawyers can, go to court and argue cases in court. So there are specific tasks that you can still do in your work that AI will not replace. However, there are some jobs that I believe AI will replace 100%. Uche mentioned customer service, absolutely. If you also, even if you are into delivery of, let's say goods and stuff like goods, logistics, you have automated delivery service now, and you don't even need to, use any human being. So in essence, some tasks will be fully automated across all jobs. But one thing that I think we should not do is panic, because this is not something new. Like AI is maybe new, but the essence of, okay, you're having something new trying to take jobs is not something that is just happening today. In history, you have a situation where Henry Ford introduced assembly lines to factories. A lot of people lost their jobs, but new jobs were created. You also have, during the advent of the internet, people lost their jobs. But today, you have people who are doing something like social media managers. These are jobs that did not exist like 20 years ago or 30 years ago, but now they exist. So there will be new jobs that will also be created, and I think we are going to be fine in the end.
We're going to be fine. Uche, I wonder, because I was waiting for him to say maybe something along the lines of writing, as I said in my introduction. Writers, some of us are crying more than others, because you're a good wrter and you've probably been using M-N-, and then all of a sudden anything with M-N- is AI. And a lot of people are now bypassing writers. Case in point, my producer not calling me to write for him. What does that say about creativity? Can we outsource creativity and creative ventures like that to AI? And as a people, is that what we should be ready for? So AI generated write-ups, songs, movies, the whole works, artwork, is that where we're headed with AI?
The truth is, each of those things you mentioned, from the writing of scripts, videos, images, name it, even songs. I was talking to somebody yesterday, and I told him that it is possible right now to create an entire album and with a virtual AI artist. And you could be lucky, you put those songs on Spotify or on YouTube, and one of them goes viral. and people who would wonder who sang this song, right? But they wouldn't know it's an AI that was used to generate it. That is the world that we are going into. So it will happen.
But what does it say about your intellectual property? I mean, AI is based on what other people have put out there. So where do you draw the line between plagiarism, intellectual theft, and what can writers, musicians do to use AI but still remain authentic? Like, we don't all want to sound the same. We don't all want to look the same.
Yeah. I think we can each bring our own individualism, our unique experiences, the things that makes us us. Like, that's what I believe every single person has to bring in to whatever you're writing. So for instance, you use AI to generate an Afrobeat song. Hundreds of us can use AI to generate Afrobeat songs, right? What will make it not sound the same is where I bring in my uniqueness, my experience, whereby I look at the lyrics and I'm able to maybe tweak here, by using enriching it with my own thoughts. I believe that that's like a failure-proof approach, because we cannot negate, we cannot even say we're not going to make use of AI. You can't fight it. So you have to use it. Are you a writer, even say a fictional writer, you can still use AI. But what brings that difference is your own unique experiences that you are integrating into your write-up.
So a co-creation of sorts. I'll move to you, Jamiu, and my question is around the innovations that you've seen come about as a result of AI. Are there any particular innovations that have blown your mind or have surprised you and you're like, wow, if we can have this from AI, this is the future, even much more can come from it?
Okay, so I think sometime in 2023, I was at the airport in Belfast. So I just went to the airport lounge just to buy food, and I did not interact with any human being. I ordered the food, and you have a robot, brought the food to me just to eat the food. That's one. The second thing is that personally, I do a lot of research work, applying AI to law, to education, and I am really happy about the potential of AI to transform education, for instance. If you look at the traditional way we teach students in class, you know that you have one teacher to multiple students, let's say 40 students in class. There is no way the teacher can really understand every single thing that a child needs. But with an AI system, you can now have an AI tool that understands the child's history, the learning style, and everything. And what the teacher needs to do is to just bring out the student ID, and the teacher will understand every single thing. Where is this child having a problem? And it was the same thing that the former UK Prime Minister, Sunak, said when he said that the holy grail of education is personalized learning. However, right now, when we are in an analog society, it's difficult to achieve personalized learning, one teacher to one student. With AI, that is 100% possible. Same thing with healthcare. So this AI's ability to transform industries and make it better, I believe, is what is fascinating to me and what I am happy about.
Okay. Very important points raised there, Jamiu. I mean, I'm very big on education, health, but again, I worry about data privacy, how much of ourselves are exposed to the technology, where do we draw the line? And I mean, are we going to get to a point where AI is helping us think and is almost, are we going to have AI chips embedded in our brains and yeah, we're like semi-robots?
I think that every single person has a responsibility to themselves. There is that temptation to want to outsource thinking to AI. I won't lie to you, that's very possible. Whereby, I mean, I want to write, say, an entire report, and I can decide to use AI to write it. I want to do a research, say marketing research, and I can use AI agents and they will do the research extremely well for me. So there is that temptation. However, we need to, every one of us has that responsibility to ourselves to be able to draw the line, whereby you know that this, if you take what AI gives you as it is, you are not different from the next person who has used AI. So your output will be generic. And so bringing in your own unique experiences, like I mentioned, your own creativity, what you have, which you've been using before AI came, bringing it in enriches the scope of what you have written. And I think that's the reality. So will we have chips embedded in our, that's very possible. Like,
wow.
they are doing research.
I believe
yes.
that would be a
they are doing
conversation.
research going, so it's very possible.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be a conversation for another day because we're out of time. Thank you very much, Uche Edwin, and thank you very much, Jamido, for your contributions on this hotly debated topic, AI. We'll go on a quick break on Rubbin Minds. Don't go anywhere.